there's photos of Venice Beach in like the 50s. I don't know if we're rolling yet. Photos of Venice Beach in the 50s, and it's just all oil, like oil derricks.
Oh, is that what those are called?
Entire beach, yeah.
Yeah. Was it really?
Whole beach, yeah.
Like nobody was living there?
No, like it's crazy.
Well, they probably just raped it of its oil, and then they're like, let's live here. It seems nice.
Yeah, it seems nice. But that's why it was always cheap. So like, as it developed, then it became like a beatnik haven.
Yeah.
So that's why. So then it was like cheap land because it was oil derricks everywhere. So then in the 70s, or 60s, 70s, that's where you have guys like Jim Morrison living there. And then it was just the hipster neighborhood because it was shitty.
Now it's like, okay, you can't, if you make over $100,000 a year, you can't be like, you cannot assume this like bohemian lifestyle. Like you can't, that's cultural appropriation right there. When people look homeless, they have this like homeless, like I play guitar on the street, I'm an artist. That like, maybe like I'm an artist with like, I have one song with like 500,000 plays on Spotify, but I live in Venice. And like, I'm like, no, who's your dad? Who's your fucking dad?
No, and then they're like, I also am the VP of marketing at Tinder.
That's what it is.
Wait, what?
That's what it is.
I thought you rocked, dude.
All these suits are the VP marketer of Tinder. Do you know what I mean? Because you look, like the new suit is a like phony fedora and long hair.
If the new suit is like a black hoodie, and on the back it says "Antisocial Social Club."
I have that hoodie.
So that's the new suit.
It is the new suit because it shows that you have, that's like $100 hoodie or something like that. It shows that you have money and you don't have to wear a suit to work.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate flex. It's like I ain't trying to impress anybody. That's how I roll. That's how I roll when I am the CEO of Waze.
Exactly.
I'm going to get a bulletproof coffee and then go to the dispensary so I can microdose while I lay off 75 people.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine how many people have microdosed laying off people during COVID? How many of these like fake ass businesses with like no real leadership
or no real product?
Yeah, guys like fucking Trevor's are in there microdosing, and like someone from accounting's like, listen, we have a huge budget shortfall. Like this needs to be. We have to do layoffs. We have to do a round of layoffs.
I would microdose some ketamine if I had to break the news that 75 people were losing their jobs.
How would that sound?
What do you mean?
You're microdosing ketamine, and then you had to tell everyone they're getting fired. First of all, you're doing this on a call. You're like, we're not going to do this in person. I can't. You're going to get them all on a phone call. You're like, hey, everybody, I was just going to say, I really value work. I feel like we're all connected.
Here it comes.
As people, like even just not even with this job, like in the future, we're connected.
Our spirits
are intertwined.
Unfortunately, our payroll,
however,
will be disconnected.
The one thing that is not limitless is our cash flow, and all department heads are being fired.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that would be the best if they just fired department heads.
Yeah.
But they don't.
No, they never do. They fire like the ground level.
Yeah.
And the department heads all have meetings.
Right.
Like here's the Facebook analytics. Here's what.
And then they're gonna be like, oh shit, we actually have to do the work.
Oh, fuck, we got to do stuff. We can't just analyze meaningless internet data
and get lunches catered.
Dude,
I have a story about firing.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So one company I worked at, a girl that I worked with had worked with the CEO before, and she told me that this is how they broke the news that they were laying off a bunch of people at this company. This CEO, who's very like, I don't like using the word autistic-y because I don't think it is a word.
Yeah.
But he didn't know how people felt ever. You know?
You mean people in general, or he didn't know how his employees were feeling about his actions?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. So what he does is this is how he fires everyone. He gathers everyone in for like an all hands meeting, right?
That's the best.
Oh, you're going to love this. Then he does what you just did, the little like speech, like, well, it's been there. And And then he tells everyone to check their emails, and if they got an email,
Oh my
they were
God.
fired. If you didn't get
Jesus Christ.
Yep. If you did get an email, so it's out in the big room there. So a lot of people's desks were out in the big room. So most people were like, or they had their computers on them. So everyone was just like checking, like immediately checking their email. And some of them had already gotten the email like while he was talking. And there were
He's
just
literally treating the firing of human beings like a fucking NFL ticket giveaway.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much, dude. I mean,
you screwed off the right Pepsi cap and you won tickets to a Dolphins game.
or
That's
you
how
screwed off the wrong Pepsi cap and lost your job.
You lost your job. Yeah, oh my God. So then all
imagine
these
that, 'cause
people open their
people are-
emails and then he was just still at work with
He's
all
still
of them?
talking. No, he's still in the meeting, man.
You can't do shit like that. That's how you end up going out in the parking garage. Some guy blew his head off in his van. And then like the security
Dude.
guard's like standing outside and there's just blood all over the fucking windshield. And he's like, should we call the cops? And the guy's like, don't call, just tow the car. The boss is like, just tow the car.
Because he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He knew that guy.
He sent him email. He's going. He is going to the Dolphins game. He's got sweet tickets.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's unfortunate. That's the funny part of this whole fucking stupid new world where every business is like having to be your friend, and every business has to be like the fun place. Everyone wants to work.
Yeah.
And we do potlucks on Thursdays, and we there's no. Have as much vacation
Office
as you
happy
want.
hour.
Come in whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to go to dialysis. You got to take your fucking mom to the doctor. Do
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you got to do. Just get your. But then the problem is, then when you got to be firing motherfuckers, it just becomes this. I feel like
Yeah.
no one knows where they stand. Then, like
I
in that
think-
scenario, you're just like, I thought we were all cool, And he's like, I thought we were cool too, Bryce. But listen, we don't need a photography department.
Well, then why did you hire me?
We sell pineapple cores on Instagram.
That's
Like,
what
what is this, dude?
That's what I'm saying. We did that. Oh man, can't do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I worked at a company one time, and we hired this girl as a copywriter, and then we fired her because we didn't need a copywriter.
Yeah. No,
Like,
that's
you all are.
You know what I'm saying.
She's like, literally, and I asked around. I'm like, oh, we just hired that girl.
It's
and
always
she's like,
it's like you ever work at a place and someone gets fired and you can just tell. No. Sorry, let me rephrase. You ever work at a place and someone gets hired and you see them walking around, you're like, you're not long for this world.
oh, for sure,
this
dude.
is not.
Well, you ask them what they do. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm
I'm a senior marketing analyst.
yeah.
For digital. I'm like,
Right.
What?
You're the first to go.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're the first to go.
Yeah. That's a fun feeling is when you're like office jaded and you've been
Yeah.
there long enough to see the dead fish in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they've seen so
The
many
chum.
dead fish.
The chum, and you're like, oh no. Like you're the
I've worked at a company where I was there for like 2 and change years.
Yeah.
And it was all dead fish around fresh fish. I was like the last fish. And I was like, if I'm important here, I'm the most.
Yeah,
I'm
God
the.
help all
I
of
was
you.
like, this is not good. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then we bring in fresh fish to do the dead fish's job. We just killed that fish. Why did we
Yeah.
do this?
It's purely, it starts becoming like a head count thing,
Mm-hmm.
where like department heads are like, I need 5 people so I can justify this much money.
Right.
It's like that's what, as if I know anything about business, but
We're
there is
businessmen.
like this new trend of these businesses that are like just founded on nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's no foundation of like-
Vapor.
yeah, it's literally vapor businesses.
Yeah.
You're right. They're these online. Sometimes I apply to jobs for places and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Right.
Like I'm truly like, I hope they call me just so I can find out what Epifio is.
Right.
Like what the fuck is
I
that?
know, Pivio.
You get it. Yeah, I shouldn't have named
Those-
this specific place, but yeah, fuck them. They get it. Like, they know what's up. No one knows. Then it's just like we're these marketing, branding agencies that help creators find their voice in the new evolving marketplace. You're like, you make
What
TikTok
do you
videos.
do?
Like, what do you make? You make fucking infomercials.
Yeah.
Just say it. Like,
You can say
everybody's flexing like they're always presenting on a resume. And at the end of the day, you just be like, no, what do you do? Like,
I'll tell you.
what does video curator mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. specialization in analytics and optics.
I know.
Here's what it,
Oh my
okay, I
God,
know
I'm
what
gonna
this is.
fucking scream. That's how upsetting this is to me.
Well, I will tell you what these companies do. All right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They do one thing that's very nefarious that makes them the money. Okay? They do one thing that makes their books look good.
Some like very on the line commerce.
Yes, they are breaking Federal Trade Commission guidelines.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's some sort of rigmarole, but there is, the way they get investment is with all the like, they go on their website and there's like a hot air balloon and some guy breathing fire or some shit.
Yeah.
You go and then, so they get investment because they're like, oh, this is like a digital blah, blah, blah company and like the future. But in reality, they're just like, I'm not going to say what they do, but it's something where you're like, it's something dirty, and it's usually someone, they hire a team in like Malaysia to be doing manual labor that they call technology. I'm not even lying.
No, you're not.
I'm not even lying.
No, I absolutely know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like 40.
Never a company I've worked for, but companies do this.
Yeah, there's like 40 Senegalese guys working in a sweaty ass little workshop on like
Windows 95.
crazy Acer laptops from the late 90s.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's happening.
Fucking zeros and ones, and you're like, what? Somehow this ends in human trafficking, like
sure.
one way or another, and you're like, yeah.
Well, the
It's
Senegalese
crazy, though.
guys, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. They're not there on their own volition, man. That's what I'm saying. Here's what startups are now. Here's what business is now. Business is energy companies funding failed startups. That's the whole economy. It's because everyone
Yeah.
needs energy. There's a few successful startups that are now like legitimate businesses, but most of it is just like people who got rich from energy investing in startups that are sure to fail in the event that they could become a billionaire. That's really everything it is. So it's
Yeah, the company has just enough petty cash to start fucking dipping their toes in the water of just random
exactly
apps.
random stuff. 5 million here,
Apps?
10 million there. You start throwing that money around, and then so basically all startups, their value is not judged by revenue. Their value is judged by who gave them money.
That's 100% right, because then these bullshit companies, they're like, all of them go into pitch meetings. They're like, yeah, well, we got Michael Ian Black is like one of our investors. You may have heard of him. He's a comic. He's branching out. He's trying to get involved in real estate. You're like, what? But what does he know about business?
Right.
Like you're right, man. There's so many startups now that like some of these like retarded ass celebrities don't even know like where to put their money. So they're just like, yeah, this company, it's like horoscopes, but they're like delivered through email marketing. And you're like, what?
You're like, it's one of those things where
Danny Masterson's just out of jail. He's like, fuck it.
I'm in.
I don't know.
I have
Let's
no
go.
money left. I spent all it on my lawyer on my rape case.
Listen,
so.
I'm a forever rapist, so I guess I got to do something. Might as well get involved in this E-Trade company.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sure it's like okay, you know who crushes it though? You know who's dipping his toes in the business world and is just like lighting it on fire?
Ashton Kutcher.
Actually, I actually worked for a company that Ashton Kutcher was an investor. Never met him. Heard he was a dick, but never. I heard he was a dick from a dick.
Yeah,
So he probably isn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. You ever see that? Yeah, you run into those people. You're like, I can't trust this train of thought.
But I was gonna say Ryan Reynolds.
Of course.
He sold his like tequila company for some like $100 million.
That's all our economy now is preying on the likeness of celebrities. Mm-hmm. It's like people just exploiting personalities. That's all we are. Like we just worship celebrities and buy and sell houses. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
That's all we do. We have celebrities and we buy and sell houses. So it's like,
wait, whose quote is that?
Putin.
It's Putin?
Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
When someone asked him a question about the U.S. economy, and he kind of was like, the United States, all they do is buy and sell houses.
Well, he forgot invest in failed startups.
In Bitcoin laundering schemes, essentially.
Yeah. I'm full. That's like one investment thing that like if I lose all my crypto money, I deserve it because I don't understand it.
I don't think anyone does. That's just some kind of I don't know, man. That's just some fucking internet black magic fuckery.
It is.
Like, I don't, it's just, well, here, it's actually kind of like ingenious when you think about it, because they're just basically exploiting the fact that at the base level, no one really understands what commerce is.
Right.
Like, there's no, or I shouldn't say commerce, I should just say, like, print money. Like, no one knows.
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, they're just like, of course, currency is just dependent on the fact that, like, if something has value, it's currency. That's, you know what I mean?
Okay.
All we got to do is, right? I mean, you're a Bitcoin guy. Tell me if I'm wrong here, right? That's the whole argument for why Bitcoins exist. And people are like, how can a Bitcoin be worth like $400 or whatever
Right.
it is? You're like, well, a Bitcoin has value on a specific marketplace.
Yeah. It
Then,
doesn't.
then the whole question is, how did it get value?
It got.
What makes it intrinsically valuable?
I think what makes it intrinsic. There's no intrinsic value. But what gives
That's
it theoretical
what I'm
value?
saying.
Oh, dude, buddy, there is. I mean, it's crypto. What's it? At least like there's the illusion of gold standard with dollars. But
that's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
just
Is that, like, yeah, that was like in the 30s. FDR took us off the gold
Right.
standard and was like, we're not doing this. Like,
But there's still like he successfully pulled the tablecloth out from under all the china, you know. But with Bitcoin, it's all this. It's basically the fact that it's so easily traceable. It's easily traceable, and it's a system of keeping track of who has this amount of money at any given time. But there is nothing. It's a system, but there was nothing ever created to make it so it had any value.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have records. Bitcoins is just records being written to other servers. And it's also very inefficient because at this point, so many people are trading Bitcoin. It needs to be on so many different servers that it burns so much energy just like
I don't get
mining
it, dude. I don't fucking
It's
get
hard.
it.
It's hard to... basically, you're right, though. There's no theoretical value and everyone's being duped and I deserve to lose all my money. And that's just how it is.
It really only matters until you start going into places and they're like, we accept Bitcoin.
Then...
That's all that really matters.
Right. Right.
It all comes down to real world interactions. That's all that really matters.
It could usurp the power of the dollar, and when it begins to do that, then
Yeah.
I'm gonna be rich, dude. I have a lot. I have too much.
You got a lot
I'm
of Bitcoin.
over-invested. Yeah, not Bitcoin. I got XRP. Invest in XRP. That's what I have. I'm pretty much
Whatever.
entirely.
Get some fucking space junk. Like,
Get
you know.
some- yeah. No, don't buy shit. Don't buy a PS4 that you found on eBay for $30. Throw it in some XRP, man. You're not gonna don't buy shit. I'm always embarrassed when I get an Amazon package. I'm like, yeah, I bought more shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am excited.
It's just bullshit. It's just all bullshit. Like, I don't know. I want to get paid in Bitcoin. Hey, it's Labor Day week. Wait, Labor Day weekend. No one has to go into work tomorrow.
Yay!
Woo!
Hooray.
I don't have to go into the. Yay!
Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm enjoying it, dude. I got no responsibility.
What's the difference?
Why?
It's like fucking difference.
It's a Saturday.
Which just means I don't have to think about the work that's due Tuesday, even though I work from. The point being, everyone works from home now. This is bullshit. No one cares about Labor Day.
You don't think so?
No, because back in a functioning world, you at least didn't have to go into the office or wherever you're fucking going that day.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're privileged, that's the whole thing about Labor Day is that the only people who have it off are like people who actually work for a living never get Labor Day off. You know what I mean?
You mean like blue collar dudes?
Service industry, blue collar.
Yeah.
Like, you got on a job site, like you're still hitting a deadline no matter. That's the thing. That's why that's what America sucks, dude. Is because how many people have Labor Day off and then they're just like, fuck, man, I just got to do double Tuesday. Like they can't even enjoy it.
Right.
Like, it's such a stupid bullshit holiday just to like literally again, chum. Just throw it out there to be like, all right, yeah, you deserve a day off. You're a hard worker. It's Labor Day. Light off fireworks. Get drunk. Do sexual shit in front of your kids with your wife. Like, who cares? It's Labor Day.
That sounds nice.
Get out. You enjoy. You're a working man. Go to fucking Black Cat and get some dope fireworks and light them off.
See, this is all good stuff,
with
dude.
your with your fucking buddies and do coke and drive around hitting mailboxes. Labor Day. Yeah, dude.
Sounds nice.
It is nice, but
Yeah, there's no. I know it.
This year it's different.
It is
That's all I'm
definitely.
saying.
Yeah, this whole thing's different, man. But you don't got no responsibilities tomorrow, man. You can wake up whenever you want. Do you wake up whenever you want anyway?
Kinda.
Okay. I
mean, not really, but like, dude, I'm at this level. Like, my threshold for fucking existing is like so razor thin. I wake up like the 3 minutes before I need my Slack light to be green.
Yeah.
And then I just,
keep it green.
And then it's green for however long it has to be green.
I do wonder. That's the real. Okay, do you know those people that are like, actually get more done from home? Like, motherfucking shit.
Bullshit. Shut the fuck up.
You do your laundry. You vacuum during
yoga
meetings.
videos on YouTube.
For
Come
sure.
on, man. Like, those people, I never got this. Like, I usually get more done from home. And then it's like they're trying to flex on you that, like, even
They're
when
diligent.
I'm home, I really think about work.
They're
I'm like,
self-disciplined.
Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. None of you care. Dude, no one cares about anything. Like,
No.
really, it's crazy how fucking fake this whole world
Right.
is. But on the fucking precipice of understanding that, like, no one gives a fuck about anything. Who actually cares?
Nobody. If you're like, if you ever like meet someone, I feel like you gotta fake it. You gotta fake that you're emotionally invested in your job. But then everyone's like, we gotta get this. Or I'm excited for this new product to come out, and you gotta be like, oh boy. But then when you ever meet someone and you realize you're like, oh, you're a cog, and you actually are like a cog that loves the machine.
Yeah,
they
need structure.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Because they know that if they weren't, they would be out.
They're like, we're staying until like 9 o'clock. They're like, we got to get this done. I'm like,
they would be coyotes without that job.
For sure. They would just be roaming the street. Yeah, dude. Looking for anything.
Living in a goddamn skeleton coast. Like, listen, I understand. It's just, man, I guess the general theme is like work is bullshit. COVID, this quarantine is not even the right word used anymore.
It's not quarantine, man. People are out, dude. It's happening.
Yeah, like the COVID-19 times, it's just proven how much bullshit actually existed in the world of work.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you going to do, though?
Now that everyone's working.
It's Labor Day. Dude, you got to get drunk with your friend Tony.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Both. Me? Like, personally?
What's the plan?
Fucking, I don't know, man.
You personally?
Maybe go on a hike. The thing is, it's like 120 fucking degrees here today.
That's true.
It's hot as shit. Somehow I'm not sweating. It's the hottest day of the year, and I'm not sweating. There were days where we were filming this podcast, and it was like 60 degrees out, and I look again like Ralphie May 10 minutes before he died. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't.
Your body's adapting.
It is that. Well, we went to the beach yesterday. You're like a lizard,
man. You're a reptile.
Well, dude, I'm so burnt under here, dude. I look like a fucking melted candy cane.
You don't even want to see me, dude.
Yeah, I do see you,
yeah,
dude.
I'm
you
roasted.
got the deep V going.
Yeah,
but
I got flamed.
Yeah, and you saw me when we were at the beach, dude. I was applying like a motherfucker. Yeah. I just didn't hit my chest.
Yeah, you miss. It's the spot you miss, dude.
It's always the spot.
That's the plight of whiteness, and it's.
Oh yeah.
That's the only like. I'm abandoning this train of thought.
Dude, can I tell you the whitest thing?
Please.
Literally the whitest thing that I've ever done happened to me today.
What?
I went to text on my phone, and I went to type tarnation, and it autocorrected to Tarantino.
Oh, well, why would
literally, they're short of being translucent. I don't think that there's a whiter thing I could be.
Well, why were you typing? What you were saying? What in tarnation?
Yeah, I was saying what in tarnation.
That's mine. Autocorrected the other day. I said gonna like Gunna.
Yeah.
I say that instead of like going to, and it autocorrected to finna.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was like finna, and I was like, that'll work too. Yeah.
You finna hike at 7?
Yeah, it updated to finna, and I was like, I'm gonna go with finna because they both meant the same thing in the context. They both worked, so I was like, you're right, phone. You're right, Android. Finna.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm finna doing this. White people have co-opted a cool vocabulary.
We have no personality.
We don't. I saw this video of this guy today. There was this white dude who was protesting for Black Lives Matter, and he called someone the N-word.
Do something. What did you just say? What'd you say to him?
I said to do something.
No, what'd you say after that?
Nigga with an A.
Dude, this
Wait, this is the one I showed you?
no, it's a different one. I'll play it maybe here. Like it's playing in the background right now.
With an A.
So you're here for Black Lives Matters, but you're using the N-word.
What the fuck are you here for?
No,
you
I'm just
fucking
curious.
lazy motherfucker.
I'm just curious. You're using the N-word, but you're here for Black Lives Matters.
You really honestly live in America in 2020, but you
Unbelievable.
don't know the difference between a hard ER on the end of the N-word and an A.
So you're saying white people can say that?
Wait, I just did.
And of course, the guy filming is some like conservative little douchebag. You know. God damn it! I'm not gonna see it.
Well, I mean, that was the whole.
It played either way.
It was. Yeah, you put it in.
It played.
Yeah. Well, the thing, it's funny because it's like Bill Maher. When he did that, I was like, this is the problem. Like Bill Maher is like, it's this.
Bill Maher's like, I'm cool.
It's the I'm cool. It's like, yeah, but I'm like that. And it's like, no, you'll never. You need to accept that it's just like you're a white piece of shit just like us. You're a white privilege that enjoys your privilege and exercises.
Yeah, well,
it.
he's like, no matter how many, he thinks he's been on air for 20 years. You know, he thinks he's been like arguing for human rights all the time. And
No, he's just a self-righteous
just an
scumbag.
entertainer.
Yeah. Who do you think, okay, it's funny how like, I think Louis is the only white person that has ever gotten, like, done it and people haven't been upset.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I mean, people were certainly upset.
Yeah,
But,
but
like,
not the people that matter. Not the people who
Yeah.
should be, who would and have the right
Well,
to be.
there's that great talking funny thing on
That's what I'm
HBO.
talking about.
And Chris Rock is like, they're all saying like, why is he allowed to say it? He's like, and Chris Rock's like, this guy's the
Yeah.
blackest guy I know.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, man. He's a unique person. He's a unique personality.
He's a very.
He's
That's
like,
what
that's
it is.
why.
That's what
why
it
he's
is.
the best, dude. Listen, what are you gonna do?
I think
you can't retroactively say a dude was not a genius. Like
No.
you just can't do it. Like they're so clear. Yeah, sometimes I listen to the bits now. I'm like, what the fuck? It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He opens a special with 10 minutes.
Yeah.
On that, which one is it? Chewed Up, I think.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah. When he says with the deer.
Lord, you don't have
Yeah.
to like him, but you got to be like, that motherfucker he did not care. And that's why it worked, because he didn't. It was so clearly sold that he did not give a fuck.
And it was so self-aware when he's saying it. He's so self-aware of the reaction he knows he's gonna get. He's like very aware, and he's smiling through it. So it's this understanding. He's like, yeah, I know what I said. And I know, you know, it's like when he smiles through it.
But he would usually have like a good point to make, like like his whole bit about the N-word, and he's like, "Why don't you just say it?"
Right.
Because you're just making me think it. And you're like, "You can."
Right.
Then he's like letting it fly, and you're like, "Oh, that's like a point you can't really like argue." Like,
Right.
it's such a very clear point. Is like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
I don't know, man.
you know what, dude? Comedy is magic.
It is, dude. Done well. It is.
It's a magic trick.
Hit roll on that baby again. We're a professional fucking podcast now. Do you guys get this? We have 3 cameras.
Comedy should feel like an illusion. It should feel like there should be just like the element of surprise and everything. Because I watch magic tricks, I'm like, this is entertainment. But then you watch most comedy, and you're like, that's a person talking.
Yeah, but really what it is like manipulation of your emotion, like your thoughts. Like the same way as like a movie.
Yeah.
Like a good movie is like manipulating you. It's making you,
Right.
It's immersing you in it. This is so cunty.
Go
I don't
for
wanna
it.
Talk
No,
about comedy
continue
in this
it.
way. Comedy is, dude. Go fucking make your armpit sound like a fart. And that's literally the highest level of comedy. And if you think otherwise, you're lost at sea. Truly. You're truly lost at sea.
I think there's too much, like, there is a context where that's the perfect bit.
It is, of course.
And it's not all context.
No,
And you
of
gotta
course
admit
not.
it, dude.
But dude, fucking fart noises are always funny. They're always going to be funny. That's why comedy's so goddamn important. It's because you always need someone to break the tension, no matter what.
Yeah,
That's
you're
like
right.
if you really think about your real, actual life. When is the time? I've done 1,000 meaningless open mics, and I could tell you the one time that comedy served my life in the best way is when I'm at a, funeral for my aunt's like kind of unborn kid thing that she got like made from a science lab. And then we're at eating fajitas after, and I'm like, hey, I don't... Listen, how did they know I was going to be a soccer player? You know what I mean? Like, just something.
Yeah. Just something that
Truly the best.
It's hard because it's hard because you have this like tragedy, and then you're going to be like, kind of funny though. You know?
Kind of funny. Even then, you just like couldn't believe that I brought up that story.
Yeah.
Dude. What do you want me to say? It was weird and kind like, listen, was it inherently funny? No. But at a certain point you have to be like, what the fuck are we going to do other than like talk about this? Like this is like we clearly we know what everyone else is like. We know how we all feel here. Like it's very weird that why was this a Buddhist ceremony? Are they Buddhist now? Like
okay. There's a lot of loose threads with all that.
Listen,
but it's great for comedy though. It's great for comedy where it's like you just want to say like, hey, it's sad, but also y'all are weird, and I'm gonna draw attention to the fact that y'all are weird as shit.
Yeah, it's more so like, hey, this is sad. We're all sad, but you made some missteps here that made this a lot worse for everybody. So like, sometimes you gotta call attention to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes you're at a funeral and you bump your brother next door and you're like, hey, his fly's down.
Yes.
It's very important. If we didn't have that, we would be insane human beings. We would be all psychopaths.
Best laugh, church laugh.
Oh my God, dude, there's nothing better than a church laugh. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah. There's nothing when you're trying to suffocate a laugh.
Yeah.
You can't. You might as well just like let it fucking rip, dude.
Let it rip.
There was one time, I don't know.
Dude, one time we were in church.
Okay.
One time we were in church, and me and my buddy saw that this dork ass kid and was in the church choir, and we just noticed that he started pissing his pants. And goddamn, if that was not I couldn't hold myself back.
Oh, it's the best.
I couldn't. I literally had to leave. And you know how scary that is if you're in church and you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like being in a gulag almost. Like if you have to go step out to go piss, and you have to prove it.
Right.
You just got me thinking about church laughs.
You gotta,
dude. You're right. Like it's a prime.
It's some
of the greatest laughs
when you're trying to like suffocate it. And like my brother's pretty funny, and he just just doing like something, just writing like ass in the hymnal. You're just like on with a pencil or something like that.
Seeing a spot where they wrote gay.
Yeah. It's just like, because the thing is, you can't go to church and not take it seriously. Everyone at church is like, this is God wants me here, and that's why I'm here. And this is
it's almost proof at a certain point that like that life is not supposed to be taken seriously.
It almost is,
because when you're you think of your day-to-day life. If you grew, like in my case, I grew up Catholic. In my day-to-day life growing up, there was nothing more serious than going to church.
Yeah.
Like it was every week that 1 hour. That was it was forcing me to be serious, and it's just not what we do. Like people don't. You think about people who died in the Dust Bowl, and like their wives would just find farmers dead in the fields and just like throw their body on a kitchen table and be like, "Everybody come by, say your last words."
Yeah.
They'd be like we're not inherently like our primal nature, the nature of human, like not even human, the nature of animals is to not take shit seriously.
Yeah,
animals just kill each other and they don't feel anything. They just.
You ever seen
I killed my son because I had to do this. Whatever.
You never seen an animal like mourning the loss?
Exactly.
Or do you?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't happen. Now you'll think that because you get some bullshit BuzzFeed video of like a lion lying down next to like a. You're like The other lion found a dead mouse in the field. That's why he lied down. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they
it's
like
chaos out. It's truly chaos out there, and all of a sudden we're telling people it's not. It's crazy.
It is true, especially like, and we've talked about this, like nature documentaries. When you watch like an animal like be attacked by its natural predator,
Yeah.
you watch it and you're just like, oh, it's just animals eating.
Yeah,
It's just things
it's just animals
eating food, trying to survive, trying to live, kill or be killed.
I'm eating or I'm fucking.
It's just, it ain't that complicated. It ain't that serious. And it ain't that emotional, man.
Yeah. Dude, you can't. I don't know. I've never been a person who was super emotional, I don't think, especially in like a funeral type situation or a...
I'll shed some tears. I'm a crybaby.
Listen, everybody's different. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to make up for the fact that I've always been kind of cold in that regard.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But I'm also like, hey, I'll drink alone about that shit at my own time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I got it.
Process
I got it under
that, yeah.
control.
You got it.
I will sort it out.
You know how to you guys
If
trying
it'll
to
take a pack of cigarettes and like 8 beers, sure. But I'll be all right. Next day, I'm go back on the rails, dude. What are you going to do?
Okay, well then you have your own morning ritual then.
I think I do.
You got it.
I'll be all right. Go spray paint a porta potty. Do what you do.
It'd be great if you knew how to like process your own grief, because I feel like we're all trying to like figure out how we process things, and we're all just trying different things, and it takes us like years to figure out like, oh, I just had to vandalize a porta potty and now I feel fine. So if you figure that out early in life, where you're like, oh, I just need to destroy property and it releases my grief.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, my whole family died in a bus crash.
I have to burn down a coffee bean.
Yeah.
You know?
Then
Like, that's what
right.
It is what it is. And you got me thinking now about these guys down the road. You know, there's this house in the corner. Some guy died there on Friday. And the coroner came. And I've been all fucked up about it. I feel weird about it. I feel very bad for those guys. It's weird when I walk by that house every day. I feel bad for them.
You feel death energy.
I don't even know these guys.
Well, you're an emotional guy. What are you talking
I walk
about,
down,
man?
Like one of them pets Betty. There's this house in the corner. You know, I'm leaving for work Friday, and the coroner's there. Some dude must have OD'd or something. Clearly, like dude wasn't murdered in the middle of the night. Clearly, there was some kind of accidental death situation. Right. And all the guys were out there like chain smoking, crying, and I've just like been feeling bad about it. You know. Like they're cool guys. They pet Betty. I don't know what the fuck they're up to. You know.
You should have seen what was up, dude. Maybe just someone raided their stash and they were just butthurt as shit about it.
No, dude.
Let's believe that reality.
It was like 7 a.m. on a Friday in the coroner. That's when the coroner showed up. It was like 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I don't want to die in the morning.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think it was like an act. I think it was like someone realized when they woke up type situation.
Oh, I'm bringing it down, dude.
I'm not bringing it down. Listen, we're celebrating.
I'm bringing it down, dude.
We're talking about grief. We're talking about processing grief. And here's the thing. I'm experiencing the mildest form of grief. I didn't pretend to know these guys, nor will I. But all I know is that I need to throw a brick through the West Hollywood City Council headquarters. You know what I mean?